In a world suffocating under layers of deceit, herd mentality and fragile egos, one figure rises above the noise, the Sigma male. He's not here to play your games, bow to your rules or feed your delusions. He's here to expose them with a quiet, unyielding strength that shatters illusions. Chaos swirls around him, yet he stands like a rock in a storm, calm, deliberate, and untouchable. This is the man who turns predators into prey simply by refusing to be their pawn. Welcome to the Sigma male community, where we strip away the masks and reveal the raw mechanics of independence and power. Today we're diving into 11 types of people who think they run the show, until they cross paths with a Sigma male. These aren't petty rivalries, they're collisions of fake control against unbreakable authenticity. Buckle up because this is about to get real. 1. The Puppeteer, Manipulative Partner. Manipulators are emotional architects, building traps with guilt trips, gaslighting and fake tears to keep their partner tethered to their whims. They see relationships as a chessboard where every move is calculated to provoke reaction, pushing buttons, staging crises, and demanding loyalty through obligation. Their power lies in turning love into a leash, expecting their target to twist and turn like a puppet on command. To them, intimacy is just a prettier word for domination. The Sigma male steps into this game and snaps the board in half. His mind is a fortress, guarded by a clarity that sees through every feigned sob and scripted fight. Emotional ploys bounce off him like rain on steel. He doesn't dread being alone. He cherishes his solitude, making their threats of abandonment laughable. When the puppeteer pulls their strings and gets only a steady gaze or a firm, "not my problem," their whole strategy unravels, leaving them grasping at air. This isn't about outsmarting them, it's about refusing to play. The Sigma strength comes from within, a quiet resolve that doesn't bend to tantrums or ultimatums. He's not swayed by chaos because he's mastered his own emotions, turning their weapons into useless props. The puppeteer's illusion of control crumbles as they realize their target isn't a puppet, he's a wall they can't climb. In the end, the Sigma doesn't have to strike back. He just walks away, leaving the manipulator screaming into an empty room. Their power was an act, and he's the one who closed the curtain. That's the Sigma way, victory through indifference, a silent checkmate that echoes louder than any argument. 2. The echo chamber, gossiping colleague. Gossipers are the vultures of the workplace, circling for scraps of drama to feast on. They whisper half-truths and inflate petty squabbles into scandals, thriving on the reactions they stir up like a storm in a teacup. Their strength is borrowed, they need listeners to nod, gasp, and spread the poison further, building their little empire of noise. Without an audience, they're just voices in the wind. The Sigma male is the windbreak that stops their storm cold. He doesn't care for rumors because he deals in reality, facts he can see, touch, and measure. His focus is razor-sharp, locked on what matters, and their chatter is just static he tunes out. When they try to bait him with, "Did you hear about?" he shuts it down with a shrug or a blunt "don't care," starving their fire of oxygen. This isn't just ignoring them, it's a calculated choice to protect his peace. He's learned that energy spent on gossip is energy stolen from progress, and he's not here to waste time. His calm refusal to engage forces the echo chamber to face their own irrelevance. What's a storyteller without a crowd? Their words fall flat, their power fades, and they're left scrambling for someone else to listen. The Sigma's silence is a weapon, cutting through the noise without a single swing. He doesn't destroy the gossiper by fighting. He does it by living above their game, proving that real strength doesn't need an audience. That's why they collapse, because he never gave them the stage. 3. The stage director, overly controlling boss. Micromanagers are tyrants of the trivial, obsessed with scripting every move their team makes. They hover over your shoulder, demand hourly updates, and choke creativity with their endless checklists, mistaking obedience for results. Their ego demands a caste of yes-men who'll salute their every command, feeding their delusion of indispensability. Control isn't leadership to them, it's oxygen. The Sigma male is the wildfire that burns their script to ash. He delivers, flawlessly, but only on his terms because his compass points to outcomes, not orders. He respects skill over rank, and when the stage director tries to tighten the reins, they hit a wall of quiet defiance or a sudden void where his talent used to be. He'll either outmaneuver their rules with brilliance or walk away, leaving them to explain the gap. This isn't chaos for the sake of chaos, it's a stand for what works. The Sigma knows his worth isn't tied to someone else's approval, and he's not here to prop up their insecurity. His steady focus on what's real, results, not rituals, exposes their control as a flimsy mask for fear. They either adapt or lose him, and losing him means losing their edge. The Sigma doesn't topple them with rebellion. He outshines them with competence. His independence proves their leash is an illusion, and they're left clutching a title while he builds something better. That's the Sigma's edge, freedom to excel, not to grovel. 4. The Chameleon, Inauthentic Friend. Inauthentic friends are social chameleons, blending into whatever crowd pays off most. They'll laugh at your jokes today and mock them tomorrow, spinning lies and flattery to keep their mask in place. Their friendships are transactions. Loyalty lasts as long as the benefits do, and they bank on you never noticing the cracks. Deception is their shield, and exposure is their kryptonite. The Sigma male sees through the paint before it dries. His eyes cut past the charm to the inconsistencies, words that don't match actions, smiles that don't reach the soul. He values what's real over what's convenient, and their flip-flopping triggers a quiet alarm he never ignores. He'll either call it out with a piercing cut the act, or ghost them entirely, no fanfare needed. This isn't judgment, it's discernment, a filter honed by a life of facing truth head-on. The Sigma doesn't waste time on facades because he's built his world on bedrock, not sand. His presence alone is a spotlight, forcing the chameleon to squirm under the heat of their own contradictions. They can't adapt fast enough to fool him, and that's their undoing. The Sigma doesn't chase them down, he just moves on, leaving them exposed and irrelevant. Their game falls apart without his buy-in, and they're stuck searching for a new mark. Authenticity isn't just his shield, it's his sword, slicing through the fake with every step. 5. The Spotlight Junkie, Attention-Seeking Peer. Spotlight junkies are emotional beggars, shouting for notice with wild stories, loud laughs, or cheap stunts. Their self-worth is a cracked mirror, needing constant reflections of awe or envy to hold it together. They'll hijack conversations, crash your peace, anything to keep the eyes on them. Without applause they're nothing, and they know it. The Sigma male is a void where their spotlight dies. He doesn't feed egos, he starves them, watching their performance with the cool detachment of a man who's already whole. Their screams for attention hit a brick wall of "so what?" and their provocations sink into his unshaken calm. He's not impressed, not annoyed, just unmoved. This isn't arrogance, it's a choice to guard his focus. The Sigma's strength lies in needing no one's gaze to stand tall, and that self-sufficiency is a death sentence to their act. They thrash harder for his reaction, but his silence reflects their desperation back like a cruel mirror. They're left hollow, their noise echoing in an empty room. The Sigma doesn't shut them down, he lets them burn out. His refusal to play along strips their power bare, forcing them to chase a new crowd. That's the beauty of his world. He doesn't need your stage, and that's why you can't survive on his. Feel that shift yet? Whether you're the guy who walks alone with purpose or the one drawn to that unbreakable vibe, you're here because you smell the stench of fake a mile away. This isn't about flexing, it's about what happens when real meets hollow. The Sigma male community is where we break it all down, showing you the gears of independence in action. Stick around, the best is still coming. 6. The Rulebook Thug, Rigid Traditionalist / Social Rule Enforcer. Rulebook thugs are the gatekeepers of should, wielding dusty norms like a club to beat down anyone who strays. They chant, "That's how it's done," as if repetition makes it sacred, terrified of a world where their traditions might not matter. Conformity is their god, and they'll shame or shun you to keep it alive. They're strong only when you buy their script. The Sigma male tears that script to shreds with a single question: why? He lives by reason, not relics, weighing every rule against its actual worth. If it doesn't hold up, he discards it, calmly, firmly, without apology. He's not here to burn bridges. He just doesn't cross ones that lead nowhere, thriving outside their lines while they clutch their crumbling book. This isn't defiance for show, it's a life built on what's true, not what's handed down. The Sigma's success without their blessing is a gut punch to their worldview, showing their rules as chains, not crowns. They yell louder, but he's already gone, leaving them to guard a cage with no prisoner. Their authority dies in his dust. The Sigma doesn't fight tradition, he transcends it. His path proves freedom isn't rebellion, it's clarity. That's why they fall, because he never needed their map to conquer the terrain. 7. The emotional vampire, dependent/needy personality. Emotional vampires latch on like leeches, sucking energy with endless sob stories, pleas for help and guilt-laced demands. They turn every chat into a therapy session, every favor into a debt, thriving on your pity or patience. They don't want to stand, they want you to carry them, and they'll bleed you dry to stay weak. Their power is your exhaustion. The Sigma male is a steel vault they can't crack. He feels for them but won't drown with them. His boundaries are absolute, forged in a fire of self-respect. He'll offer a hand up once, practical and clear, but when they claw for a crutch, he steps back, unshaken. He's not their savior, he's his own. This isn't coldness, it's strength, a refusal to let weakness dictate his life. The Sigma knows carrying others robs them of growth and him of peace, so he lets them sink or swim. His calm cuts their lifeline, forcing them to face their own mess or find a new host. They wither in his shadow, unable to feed. The Sigma doesn't banish them, he frees himself. His resilience turns their trap into a lesson: stand alone or fall alone. That's why they're undone. He's not prey, he's a mirror they can't face. 8. The herd instigator, peer pressure conformist. Herd instigators are the shepherds of sameness, pushing you to blend in with trends, cliques, or dumb fads because it's safe. They thrive on your fear of standing out, using smirks or subtle jabs to herd you back in line. Their strength is the crowd, they're nothing without its echo. Conformity is their armor, and they hate anyone who won't wear it. The Sigma male is the wolf who never joins the flock. His identity isn't borrowed from the group, it's carved from his own will, steady and unapologetic. He'll sip his drink while they chug, skip their rituals while they chant, all with a quiet pass that drives them nuts. He doesn't need their nod to know he's right. This isn't rejection, it's liberation, a choice to live by his own compass. The Sigma's ease outside their circle makes their pressure look like a child's tantrum, petty and powerless. They push harder, but he's already miles ahead, leaving them to huddle tighter in their shrinking pen. Their armor cracks without his buy-in. The Sigma doesn't defy the herd, he ignores it. His independence is a spotlight on their insecurity, and that's why they break, because he proves you don't need a pack to run the wild. 9. The false prophet, self-appointed guru/motivator. False prophets sell snake oil in shiny bottles. Empty promises, feel-good fluff, or secrets to fix your life overnight. They prey on the lost, dazzling with charisma while demanding faith over proof, all to stroke their own ego. Their kingdom is built on sand, followers who'll clap for anything loud enough. Truth is their enemy, scrutiny is their end. The Sigma male is the blade that cuts through their fog. He doesn't swallow hype, he tests it, weighs it, and tosses it if it's light. His mind is a filter, sifting gold from garbage, and their slick words don't pass muster. He'll ask, "Show me," or walk away, leaving their sermon to echo in an empty hall. This isn't cynicism, it's wisdom, a refusal to trade reason for glitter. The Sigma builds his life on what holds up, not what shines, and that clarity dismantles their stage. His quiet doubt ripples through their crowd, waking up the sleepers. They can't charm him, so they can't control him. The Sigma doesn't debunk them, he outlives them. His reality trumps their fantasy, and their flock drifts when he proves you don't need a guru to climb. That's their ruin, he's the proof they're selling lies. 10. The bureaucratic hurdle, process-obsessed middle manager. Bureaucratic hurdles worship the maze they've built. Rules for rules' sake, forms in triplicate, and hoops to jump through just to breathe. They mistake motion for progress, clogging the works with pointless steps to justify their desk. Their power is installing you, not lifting you. Efficiency terrifies them, it's their extinction. The Sigma male is the shortcut they can't block. He sees the goal, not the red tape, and carves his own path, smart, fast, done. He'll dodge their nonsense with a workaround or ignore it outright, handing them results they can't argue with. His focus isn't their game, it's the win, and he gets it every time. This isn't disrespect, it's purpose, a drive that cuts through clutter like a blade. The Sigma's success without their stamp makes their system a joke. Why crawl when you can run? They're forced to either bend or break, and he doesn't care which. Their maze becomes a relic he's already passed. The Sigma doesn't fight the machine, he beats it. His clarity turns their hurdles into dust, and that's why they fail, because he proves the game's rigged and he's not playing. 11. The blueprint prisoner, institutional traditionalist. Blueprint prisoners are chained to the old ways, corporate ladders, sacred systems, how it's always been. They worship the machine, blind to its rust, and sneer at anyone who steps off the track. Their faith is in the past, not the present, and they'll die defending a map that's already burned. Change is their nightmare. Adaptation is treason. The Sigma male is the spark that lights that map ablaze. He uses what works and ditches what doesn't, loyalties for people, not institutions. He'll climb his own way, build his own roads, and win while they're still filing paperwork. His life's a middle finger to their blueprint, delivered with a nod and a grin. This isn't anarchy, it's evolution, a mind that sees now, not then. The Sigma's victories outside their walls show their empire's a ghost town, powerful once, pointless now. They cling tighter, but he's already free, leaving them to guard a throne no one wants. Their dogma dies in his wake. The Sigma doesn't smash their world, he outgrows it. His strength rewrites the rules, and that's their end, because he proves you don't need their keys to unlock the future. Sigma males don't hunt for wreckage, they just leave it behind. They're the quiet thunder that rolls through a world of hollow shouts, toppling manipulators, fakes, and petty tyrants without breaking stride. Their power isn't loud, it's deep, a force of pure, unapologetic self that bends reality around it, cracking every fragile lie in its path. These 11 types don't just lose to the Sigma, they dissolve, exposed as shadows pretending to be giants. If this hits you where you live, if you've felt that unshakable core or seen the fallout of standing real, smash that like button, drop your story in the comments, and share this with every man who needs to know the Sigma truth. Subscribe, ring that bell, and join the Sigma male community, because this is your forge for mastering the art of living free, fierce, and untamed. Let's keep building, together.